This question was asked at Zoho second round. So given two dates, calculate the number of days between them. First case, January 2024 and January 1st, 2025. So there are 366 days since 2024 is a leap year. Next case, 1st January 2025 and 1st January 2026. It is not a leap year, so there are 365 days. So we'll be given 2 years. We'll have to calculate the number of days between the 2 days given by the user. So we can solve this using multiple ways. One way is to just calculate the number of days from the 1st January 001 to the given day, first day, and then from 1st January from the start of the calendar system to the second input given by the user, and then subtract these two. Subtract second date, subtract first date from the second date. So you'll get the remaining. This is one method. The other method is to start from the first input and iterate till the second input. So we are going to be following the second method. And for the main logic, we are going to be using a while loop. Inside the while loop, we are going to be using a counter to keep track of the days. As long as the counter variable for the day is less than the number of days in the month, keep incrementing. For example, in January, if the day exceeds 31, move to February. And while coming to the month part, if the month is less than 12, keep iterating the same year. If it exceeds 12, move to the next year. And then repeat the while loop till the year becomes equal. So that's the logic. Let's move to the coding part. So we can either get the input as a string from the user and then use script function to differentiate it, or just get three different dates like day, month, and year. So here I'm going to be using six different variables for one date, month, and year. So there are two inputs, right? So we use six. So I'm going to be using six variables. You can even get it as a string and then split it. It's all depends on how you are going to do it. So I'm going to be using six variables. So we've got input for 2 years. Well, let's start with the while loop. So we should proceed only if the first. So we should proceed only if the first input is lesser than the second input. It can be anything, either a smaller year, a smaller month, a smaller date. And if any of the single condition is satisfied, we can move the while loop. So we are going to be using a or operator. We are using a binary or. So let us declare another variable. This variable is going to store the number of days. Let us say a count initially zero, right? If any of these conditions are satisfied, increment count and also increment D1. So D1 is the first date given by the user. We're going to be incrementing it. Now let us use another variable. Let us call it days and let us declare it to be 31. Since majority of the months have 31 days, since 7 months have 31 days in them, let us say 31. For other months, we can declare them separately. So here D1, M1, and Y1, these represent the current month, current day, and current year. Since we are identifying from this, so inside the while loop, we are going to be changing only the current variable, that is first input given by the user, first year, month, and day. So we are going to be checking the first month. So what are the months that have 30 days? So April, June, September, and November. These are 30 months. So for these months, assign 30. But before that, we got another small task too. So here we are having it as a string. We have to convert it to an integer value. So let us use a helper function. I'll convert to one. So let us define the helper function here. But it's very simple. We are going to be storing all the 12 months in a particular array, and we will iterate through this array. If the input passed through the function and the values stored in the array are similar, just return the array index plus 1, since arrays are zero based. Declare an array, so from January to December. Iterate through this. So if it is equal, we are going to be returning the array plus 1. Otherwise, since it is returned in, we are returning minus 1. If it doesn't match. Now let's get back to the while loop. So here we'll change the name. So we're going to be using 1 1. So what are the months that has? So what are the months that has 30 days? March, which is 3, 3. Sorry, April. It starts with April, right? So here April, July, September, and November. They all have 30 days. So we're going to be using assigning 30 to the days variable for these particular months. Let's do that. So now we've assigned dates for months with 31 and 30 days. There is a special case, February. February has 28 days if non-leap year and 29 if it is a leap year. For that, we have to check the leap year condition. Every fourth year is a leap year, but every fourth century is a leap year. So it should be divisible by 4, but it should not be divisible by 100. If it is divisible by 100, it should also be divisible by 400. Quite confusing, right? Let's implement it. So every fourth century will be a leap year. So that's the logic for leap year. If it is a leap year, days are going to be 29. Else, days are going to be 28 in February. So now we are going to be iterating through the year. I mean, within the month. The condition is if D1 is the current year, right? D1 will be less than the number of days in a particular month. So the days represent the number of days in a particular month. D1 should be less than days. If not, if it is exceeding, then we could reassign the D1 to 1. D1 equal to 1. And then increment the month. So we are moving to the next month. After incrementing, we are finding out that the month is exceeding 12. So we are going to be resetting the month to 1 and then increment the year. So here we are reassigning the month to first month to 1. That is, it starts again from January. Since here we are returning index plus 1, uh, January will be 1 and December will be 12. If we are returning just index, it will be 0 and 11. Here we are going to be, it will be equal to, right? So that's the logic. And then finally, we should print the number of days, which is count. And then finally, we have to print it, count. So basically, what we're doing is we are going through each and every day from the first input to the last, I mean, second input. That's what we're doing here. So let's run it. It is function call. This is not a function definition. For function call, it is not necessary for the mode. Then I've used a different variable, so I didn't change the name here. Now let's run it. Again, And then I have another mistake here. It is greater than only if the number of days exceed the number of days in a particular month. We should reset it. Otherwise, we should just keep on incrementing. Now let's run it. I'm using single equal. It should be double equal to. Run it. It's done. So let's enter 2 days. What are those? 1st January 2024, 4th January 2025. First January 2025. Next one is 1st January 2026. It's 36. Okay, it is printing again and again. So the print statement, it should be out actually. I'm giving it here. Now let's run it. Let's give 2024. It is a leap year, so it will be 360. That's right. So we've tested for both the cases. It is running right. That's the code. I'll leave the code on my GitHub page. Feel free to check it out.
Hi guys, I'm Uday Krishna. If you found this video helpful, like, subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you.